Tributes have been paid to a 7-year-old girl who has died in Essex after being hit by a falling tree. It happened in Chalkwell Park in Southend. 4 other children were also injured, including a 6-year-old girl who remains in a critical condition. Stuart Woodward reports.
There were just a few floral tributes to start, but as the morning unfolded, more and more people came to Chalkwell Park to pay their respects and offer thoughts and prayers to all of those affected. Cuddly toys placed here served as a reminder of just how young these children were.
I've not been able to sleep really since hearing the news, and this is just a tiny gesture just to show the love that we feel for the children, the family and everyone that's suffering.
I come here all the time, virtually every day, and it's just horrible that it's happened in this lovely place. Came to lay some flowers. I felt that, trying to get more emotional here. I felt I needed to do it.
The tree partially collapsed mid-afternoon on Saturday. A hot day, the park was busy. Onlookers rushed to help, including members of the nearby cricket club. A huge response too from the emergency services, including a pair of air ambulances, who joined forces with members of the community to try and help those trapped beneath the tree. It's an incident which has left the city in shock.
For somebody so young to lose their life in such a tragic situation is really heartbreaking, and both myself and the rest of the community here in Southend are devastated.
The BBC has spoken to several local residents who said there were metal supports underneath the tree for several years before this. An investigation is now underway to determine what happened. The blue and white police tape that's been surrounding this tree since the incident happened yesterday has now been reinforced by these metal fences, indicating that this part of Chalkwell Park is likely to remain closed off for some time to come. Stuart Woodward, BBC London.
A vigil has been held to remember Zara Alina 3 years after the law graduate was murdered as she walked home. Earlier, crowds gathered for a silent walk near where she lived in Ilford. Victoria Cook was there.
Singing to remember Zara Alina. 3 years ago, she was murdered on her walk home. Today, the community gathered as a protest to end violence against women and girls and to finally finish her walk for her.
We have to remember actually that this is outrageous, that it is revolting, and that it is beyond humanity. And so we hear the statistics and we hear the numbers, but we need to see the families and we need to see the destruction, and we need to know that a life was taken.
That life was taken by Jordan McSweeney. He'd spent time following other women that night, planning an attack. Eventually, he found Zara, dragged her into a driveway, sexually assaulted her and killed her. He was jailed for 33 years. But campaigners have fought hard since to make streets safer for women.
It was the last word she said to her friends on that walk home, that don't worry, I'll be okay. I won't be like the women that have gone before me and lost their lives at the hands of a man. And those chilling last words just ring so true now as they do 3 years ago. And it just shouldn't be that. We should be able to walk home safely.
The silent walk has become an annual event, retracing her last steps towards Gants Hill Station. Today, supported by the police, the council and politicians promising to make change.
I do not want to be attending any more vigils for women who were just walking home, or women who could have been brought to safety or could have got help and they should have got help. For far too long, we've been saying the right things, but we've not been putting those policies into action, and this has to stop, and it stops now.
Zara's family say they'll continue their fight to make the streets safer, but say it's for everyone to work together to change society and its attitudes. Victoria Cook, BBC London.
A man is in a life-threatening condition after a BMW crashed in Piccadilly Circus. The black car overturned around 5:30 this morning and was left lying on its roof near the Shaftesbury Memorial Fountain. 2 men, both 22, are in hospital. A cordon remains in place. Floral tributes are being left at a park in Essex after a tree collapsed and injured 5 children. A 7-year-old girl died and another child remains in a stable but critical condition in hospital after the incident in Chalkwell Park in Southend-on-Sea yesterday afternoon. The City Council says it's taking measures to ensure people remain safe in the park.
We have taken precautions, cordoning off the affected area and nearby trees that have been raised as potential concerns. They have not been investigated as of yet to know if there are any concerns, but the rest of the park remains open for people to use. And we need to allow the investigation to take its course and ensure that we understand how this terrible tragedy happened and prevent it from happening again.
As Londoners continue to bask in the hot weather, emergency services are reminding people to take precautions to avoid overloading resources. The amber heat health alert remains in place for the capital until Tuesday evening, as temperatures could reach 34 degrees. The London Ambulance Service says it's experiencing significantly more call-outs.
On days like this, when it gets this hot, we see massive increases in calls to 999 system. So we'd expect to see about 7,500 calls compared to 5,500 on a normal day. And we know that the most vulnerable are the young, the old and people with existing medical conditions. We'll see a rise in breathing problems and we'll also see a rise in problems created by alcohol. So we'd encourage people to steer well clear of alcohol in weather like this.